This month, we begin our church and village history presentations, starting with the 1850s and 1860s by Peggy Akey and Rossendo Babcock. In 1851, Isaac Singer invented a sewing machine. Dr. John Gorey patented a refrigeration machine. A.B. Perry, provincial land surveyor, drew the plan of that part of the village of Mill Creek as laid out upon lot number 32 in the 4th concession of the township of Ernestown. It was filed the 13th of March, 1851, in the registry office of the county of Addington by Isaac Fraser. It is presently on file as Plan 79 at the registry office in Napanee. A building, scaling approximately 54 feet long by 42 feet wide, is shown on lots 4 and 5 on the corner of Factory and Elgin Streets and is identified as the Wesleyan Methodist Church on Plan 79. This would be the original wooden church and is the present location of Emmanuel United Church. The following is an excerpt from the Christian Guardian of January the 1st, 1851. Notice: the new Wesleyan Methodist Church at Mill Creek on the Wilton Circuit will be open for divine service, TV, on Sabbath, January the 5th, 1851. This property was deeded on January the 13th, 1851 by Philip D. and John K. Booth to the trustees of the Wesleyan Methodist Church.
Though not an owner of the property, the law would not have allowed it. Hannah Booth, wife of Philip, was required to relinquish any future claim on the property. For this, she received 5 shillings from the trustees.
The original trustees were listed in the deed as follows: Michael Asseltine, Sidney Warner, Jacob Scouten, Nathan Fellows, David Aylesworth, Benjamin Clark, and Robert Aylesworth. The A.B. Perry map also showed 2 other churches, an English church on the east side of Factory Street near Mud Lake Road and a Roman Catholic church on Main Street where Home Hardware is now located. Also shown on the A.B. Perry map on Millhaven Creek from the north to the south where a tannery and flour mill on the first dam just above the bridge on Main Street, a chair factory and pail factory on the second dam south of Center and Gore Streets, a sawmill and cloth factory on the third dam. The Babcock Mill was not shown on this map as it would not be built until 1856. Also in the 1850s, Gail Borden announced the invention of evaporated milk. The New York Times began publishing and sold for 2 cents a copy. Herman Melville's novel Moby Dick was published. Canada issued its first postage stamp, the 3-pence beaver, the world's first stamp to feature an animal. The original congregation might have attended church dressed like this. Or, if they were very trendy, like this. But, this being a rural area, more likely like this. Throughout the 1850s and 60s, the little church thrived, paid off the cost of its construction, and arranged for a parsonage. Built or bought, we're not sure. While elsewhere, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte declared himself Emperor of France. The city of Toronto grew and developed, reaching a population of 30,000. It's currently 2.48 million. Tailors in Toronto went on strike, protesting the advent of the sewing machine in the city. Mr. Singer couldn't have known what he was starting. John A. Macdonald became government leader from Canada West. Law reforms allowed wives to own and control the transfer of property. What did Mrs. Booth think of this? Louis Pasteur invented pasteurization. John A. Macdonald commissioned new Parliament buildings. Meanwhile, back in Mill Creek, Parker Timmerman bought this lot on the corner of Main and Factory Streets in 1842 and later had this building built. It served as the post office in Odessa until the new post office was built. He was postmaster from 1841 until his death in 1897. The photo was taken about 1908. In 1855, Parker Timmerman was told the village must be renamed as there were too many Mill Creeks in Ontario and mail was getting lost or misplaced. One of the major news items in 1854 was the siege by the British during the Crimean War of the Russian city Odessa. Odessa seemed like a good name, and Parker chose it as the new name for Mill Creek. This was accepted by the Postmaster General, and Mill Creek became Odessa. Dr. Richard Gatling patented the machine gun. Alfred Nobel invented dynamite. On July the 1st, 1867, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia became the Dominion of Canada. Timothy Eaton opened a store in Toronto. A permanent telegraph link to Europe was confirmed in Newfoundland. Photographs made their first appearance in newspapers. The March of Progress, all around the little church in Sleepy Mill Creek. Oops, it's now Odessa. And this is just the first 20 years. More to come next month.